Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. This is going to be the start of hopefully a new series, and we're just going to call it simply Terraria Hardcore. And so what this is basically we're going to be playing Terraria, and we're going to be playing what I'm calling I guess hardcore resets. So we're playing of course we're playing on hardcore, playing master difficulty on a large world. And then if I die, I reset the world. I'm just gonna kind of recap my attempts here. We have a nice handy dandy little death counter in the bottom right there. And for those that are unfamiliar with Terraria, Terraria is a 2D crafting sort of survival game, crafting survival fantasy. I guess I would describe it as there are a lot of fantastical elements. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. I've never beaten it, but I'm committed to experiencing the game through this extremely punishing and difficult lens. So yeah, a lot of these attempts are just going to be describing my starts, and then you get to see how I die. Because we really find creative and fun ways to die in this game. But yeah, I've been having a blast doing these attempts, and I figured I should share. With all that being said, let's just get into it here. We're already underway with our first attempt. Basically, every run starts the same, just gathering wood and trying to clear out a little patch and build our initial homestead. Need a safe space to be able to recall to later. Generally, I just try and knock down a bunch of trees, and then again build the house, and then we want to build a set of wood armor, as well as a wooden sword, just something that's better than the initial short sword that you start with, which just doesn't play very well. We're gonna make a long house and then just kind of fix it later here. Yeah, and I just box myself in and then start building things just to make sure that the slimes can't get me here. Box the guide in with us, just so he doesn't die. Normally I'll just leave him outside, just like if he doesn't make it in, then it's kind of a Ivan Drago approach. If he dies kind of thing. But yeah, we farmed enough wood there, so we can get our full set of wood armor. We get our brown suit on. We get our wooden sword that just has a better better attack arc than the copper short sword. And then yeah, we set up a door so the guide can get in and out, and so we can get in and out, and then we're off to adventure. And away we go. All right, so we explore to the right. Immediately we find desert, which is not great. I mean, obviously with the base stuff that we get, like the wooden armor, just like the desert's a little bit too treacherous. But I generally try and get some amount of cactus, because you can get cactus armor, and cactus armor has a little bit less defense, has one less defense than the set of wood armor. But the set bonus is you get like a thorns ability, which is actually pretty strong. Unfortunately, we went a little bit too far into the desert here. Well, maybe not too far, but we get beset upon by slimes, and I decide, you know what, I can fight these slimes. Although the purple one's kind of scary. Getting hit twice, you can see basically everything can kill you super easy. So we get hit 3 times by the purple slime, and we're basically on the brink of death. And I ran directly into this green slime that just kind of blended into the background. I was looking at my hotbar, and yeah, we have our first death already. So deaths come easy and they come fast in this game. So yeah, we start again. Attempt number 2. Death counter goes up. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna just farm a bunch of wood and then clear out a little patch and start building our house. While I was just knocking down wood, though, we did find a cave, which is exactly what we want to see early. If the cave goes down a reasonable amount, then usually there's like a good amount of like pots with like potions and different things that you want, or if you're lucky, you can get a chest or 2, and if you're really lucky, you can get a good weapon out of that. So getting a good weapon early goes so far in lasting in one of these runs I've found. I should say, like, the death counter is maybe not entirely accurate. These are just the games that I played on stream. I have been also playing on console, doing the same like rule set. Just kind of on my offline time, and that's kind of where I what made me want to do this content wise, just because I was having so much fun playing the game. I figured maybe I should make some videos, and I figured it would be fun to watch the sort of journey, watching me sort of improve as I have improved over time. Again, I've been playing on console, so this is not like my first attempt kind of thing. So I've got kind of like I've built up a couple sort of habits and things that I do in every run that have helped. We get a house here nice and early, which is really exciting because that means we get a chest, and the chest, it contains probably the best early game item or early game weapon, boomerang. So we can upgrade the boomerang with a fallen star, and it becomes an enchanted boomerang, which I don't think you can craft anything that does more damage for quite a while. Like the crafted swords are okay, but in general, like the found weapons are just gonna be a lot better. Eventually, we get kind of threatened by a red slime there, and decide to just bail. And we need to go build our house before the night comes, anyways. So we just eat a recall potion and go back to our starting point. Don't mind my scuffed building there. Just this was all on stream when I was very, very sleep deprived. Been having trouble with my sleep over the past little while, and figured I needed to get a stream in anyways. So we did that here. We're gonna build another long house. I've since stopped building such a long house. It's just a little bit time consuming. It's good to have like space, but generally you can add space later because in the nighttime it's it's much harder to explore. So nighttime becomes arts and crafts time, as I like to refer to it. It's just time to build out the base and make rooms and whatnot, and make sure everything's good. Sometimes I build a garden. Like if you can get like a bunch of clay pots and like get a bunch of herbs and stuff, and get potion ingredients. And potions are very, very handy. You spend the rest of the day just kind of building stuff out. I was gonna go back out, but it took us a little bit too long to get the house up. So we're gonna get our walls ready. So we need to build walls that sort of block out the light from the background. You need to place your own walls, otherwise enemies can spawn if it's not on screen. And also for NPCs to consider it a home, they need a fully enclosed walls, as well as a light source, a chair, and a table. So we have a light source or two in our long house, and we're also going to set up a shelf here. Going to throw the platforms sort of 2 tiles down, just enough to hold a chest up there, basically. Just it's that way all the chests that we find while adventuring, we can throw up there and use them as kind of again, use it as a shelf for storage. And then we're gonna put some platforms on the ground here, or replace the ground with platforms, and then replace the rest with wood. Just make it look a little bit cleaner and less outside. And then yeah, where we place those platforms, we're gonna dig down and sort of hollow out underneath the house here. Now going underneath the house, I always liked making a tunnel just underneath the left and right side of the house. That kind of gives you a way to farm wood at night without having to go out and get destroyed by these zombies. These zombies are very scary. They can kill you in 2 hits at the point that we're at here. And so, especially the ones with the arms. The arms have more, not only have more reach, but they're also very very scary, as I think they do like 80 damage or something crazy like that, and you start with 100 health, so it is still 2 hits, but yeah, it leaves you a lot lower than just a regular zombie hit. Also, another reason for this tunnel is for us to be able to pick up fallen stars. Speaking of fallen stars, we get one right on top of us, and we're going to be able to again upgrade our boomerang with that, so that's fantastic. And yeah, a third sort of benefit for this tunnel is we get to make a little hole, which I call my murder hole. Which basically I just shoot a ranged weapon, so you can kind of funnel enemies into where the hole is, and then just shoot your ranged weapon mostly safely. Most things cannot slip between or on a 1 tile what do you call it? A 1 tile gap. Some of the smaller zombies I've found have been able to slip through. We're just gonna set up some doors here though, as well, kind of underneath where our outside doors are. Again, if you haven't placed the walls, then enemies can spawn off screen underneath. So until we get these dirt walls replaced, we're gonna replace the walls underneath the house directly first. But on the left and right outside the doors, enemies can spawn in those tunnels. So So yeah, that's why we just set up the door, just to make sure nothing spawns and walks in on us when we're not looking. Again, we're gonna replace the walls down in the bottom, just turn the house into more of a home. Still haven't done the floor yet, but yeah, that's looking much nicer. Get some nice light sources down there too. And now it is morning time now, so the zombies have departed. So now we're free to explore to the left now. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough stone to build a furnace on our first day. Usually that's something that I try to do, is you want to get 20 stone blocks to be able to build a furnace, and that's going to let you smelt any ore that you've mined. We did get some statues though, so we're just going to quickly decorate before heading out. Again, might as well make this house a home. It feels a little futile just because like I'm resetting so often that I want to sit there and like make my house look nice, but at the same time it's just like not really worth it. So I do my best with the little time that I have, but I definitely try not to spend too much time on that. Alright, we explore to the left, and immediately we find a living wood tree, which is fantastic. Usually that means multiple chests. The living wood trees are just like basically structures made of wood, and they go down into the earth. And yeah, I mean you have to make sure to light your way down. They've got the platforms there. Also, we catch a little bit of iron ore on the way down. But usually there's roughly 2 chests per tree, I think on average. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's only one, but oftentimes there's 2 chests, like one at the top and then one kind of a little bit down. You have to worry about gnomes. Gnomes kind of hang out in trees quite a bit, and they will kill you very fast, and they'll drop down on top of you, and there's just not much you can do unless you're like super quick with your trigger finger to recall and get out of there. Which I am definitely not always that quick. Bunny gave me a little jump scare there. Anytime an enemy is dropping down on top of me, and like I start to panic because yeah, like I said, everything can kill you. So if you're in a bad spot, even like a lowly slime can jump on top of you and just deal a bunch of damage immediately. And I swear these woodland creatures have a death wish. They love to just walk right in front of where I'm mining or trying to take down a tree or something. So they often walk into my strikes, and apparently there's like a hidden debuff if you kill one of these critters. So like apparently you get negative luck for a little bit, which is pretty unfortunate, but I get it. They want to discourage you from killing the cute animals or whatever. Alright, we're gonna go into the a second living wood tree here. Usually they do come in pairs, so like I said, it usually means multiple chests anyways, so finding a living wood area really early is really nice. There's a couple really nice items that you can get with them. There's also a couple duds, like if you get like a leaf wand and the other one here. There's the leaf wand and the item that goes with it that was in that chest. They're pretty much useless. They basically consume wood to make leaf tiles, which like are not useful at all. Basically, it lets you to make your own trees, basically. Like, cool if you're just like doing like a casual playthrough and you want to make a fun little tree house or something. Like that's great and all, but for our purposes, pretty much useless. There is a summon that you can get sometimes, and sometimes they have like weapons in those chests. There's like a bird summon that's really nice to get. And you see me knocking on these trees. Even if you don't take down the tree, if you knock on it a couple times with the axe, then things will fall out of it. So we're basically hoping for fruit to fall out of the trees, as fruit, when consumed, give you a minor stat upgrade for a little bit, which is really nice. It's like, and it improves all your stats. Also, you see the purple biome change there as we went further left. Like, we're not far from our base either, but yeah, we get corruption to our left. So there's a couple different evil areas you can encounter. There's crimson and corruption. Generally, only one occurs per world. So yeah, we got corruption, and yeah, it spawns some very strong enemies. It's an area that you can't really go to unless you're heavily equipped, especially with this difficulty setting. Like that, those things will kill you very fast. That's definitely it's a place that you go once you're closer to like either exiting hard or easy mode, I want to say. Like. And so for those that don't know, there's like sort of like a built-in easy hard mode kind of setting with Terraria. Basically, like everything in the world is on easy mode until you kill a boss called Wall of Flesh, and then it becomes hard mode. and so that unlocks like a bunch of bosses and different types of tiles and what do you call it, and ores and whatnot. It just kind of expands the world and makes it more difficult and more dangerous. So it's kind of nice that the world is pretty forgiving, because I mean, the whole point of the game is to explore. So the fact that you're not just going to run into like a super hard mode or super hard area outside of like the corruption or crimson or whatever, just by accident is pretty cool. I mean, obviously there's like some biomes are a lot scarier than others, but yeah. So yeah, the merchant has moved in thanks to the rooms that we built. Although I don't think those rooms are necessarily that great. I think those housings might even not be sufficient with the platforms in there. But apparently it's good enough for the merchant here, and we get to buy our bug net, which is going to be very, very good for us. Bug net's a pretty important item. I generally try and get the merchant to move in as soon as possible, because then you can start catching. I mean, if you find a gold bug, then you can get the best food item in the game, but that's like pretty low chance to drop. But the main thing is we want to pick up like bunnies and squirrels now, and basically we can just cook them, and then they become food. Just like the fruit, they give you stat buffs to all your stats, but they generally last longer. We do have to find a cooking pot. Also, we find a nice little iron ore deposit here, so we're gonna hollow that out. If you see a piece of ore sticking up from the ground that's like on the surface, then generally that means there's a big section of ore here. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of it. You won't find this just like randomly. Those you kind of have to look for that sign, the ore poking up from the surface. But yeah, now that that's clear, we can continue journeying to the right here. Basically, we're trying to find like caves and whatnot, and just kind of seeing what's around us biome wise here. And it is a windy day, so these slimes come in attacking on balloons for some reason. For some reason, someone ties a bunch of balloons to these slimes whenever it's windy, just to mess with you. And you can see with the enchanted boomerang, we're knocking these slimes down like they're nothing. We do need some better armor. The wood armor definitely gets outclassed extremely fast. And hey, we find a kite inside that slime, so we get a little achievement just for flying a kite on a windy day. We go just a bit further to the right here, and we find another desert biome. In our last run, we had the desert biome directly to our right as well. So the surface of the desert biome isn't so bad at this point. With the enchanted boomerang, we can handle the two enemies that generally spawn. The antlion doesn't really do anything if you stay out of range, but if you get too close, it will shoot blocks of sand that hurt a lot. Definitely could easily two-shot us with that, and it is ranged. So, but if you just stand at a distance and throw stuff at it, then it doesn't do anything. It just kind of takes it. And the vultures, they fly after you, but they're pretty easy to evade as long as you keep jumping. You should be able to evade them, as it keeps them in the air. You just kind of want to keep them from getting too close and diving down to you. So, and they're also very susceptible to knockback, and the boomerang, in particular, has very good knockback. So, it's very well suited. But yeah, we're also going to get to pick up some more cactus, which is going to be again a slight upgrade on our wood armor at the very least. You can see us bullying the vulture there, just knocking it back. We spend most of the rest of the day just traversing the top of this desert, just killing vultures and antlions and whatnot, just trying to get to the other side. It's a little slow going because we have to stop and fight these enemies kind of slowly. But again, we are picking up quite a bit of cactus now. We do have to recall pretty quickly though, as you can see it getting darker and darker. We do have recall potions though, so we're not in too much danger. So recall potions are basically a little panic button that you can just go back to base just by consuming. So those are a premium item. And yeah, with that cactus that we got, we're going to be able to build some cactus armor, and also we finally got our furnace. We finally have enough stone to build our furnace, so we can smelt our ore that we've mined and turn it into something useful. We don't quite have enough iron to make an iron armor set yet, though. You do need quite a bit, so you have to do a fair amount of exploring before you can upgrade your armor, anyways. And generally, you can't find armor. At least not as far as I've found. You can't just find armor in the wild, unfortunately. You can find weapons, but armor is a whole other thing. All right, equipping the cactus set now, which kind of looks pretty cool, like a spiny and green. I mean, you look like a cactus, which makes sense. But yeah, I kind of like the way it looks aesthetically, anyways. Just gonna sell some items. We're emptying our inventory, just putting all our stuff in chests so we can go adventuring once again. Just gonna capture some more woodland creatures and go back to the desert. Surely we can get to the other side this time. And yeah, the thorns on the set buff for the cactus armor is actually does a pretty good amount of damage. So even though you have one less defense, generally you kind of excuse me, you kind of get more out of it because the enemies attacking you will die anyways. Sorry. See, just like that, the slime jumps into me and just immediately dies, so I don't have to worry about it again. Keeps it from attacking us anymore. And we find what looks like the tip of a pyramid here, so we're gonna dig down into it, of course. These seem a little bit scary, so we're gonna be a little you have to be very, very wary of traps in this game. So that's why you'll see me kind of very cautiously moving around, because the pressure plates can be kind of hard to see. But usually there's a little pressure plate on the ground, and it'll trigger a trap that'll kill you instantly. I haven't encountered one in these pyramid things, but it's still better to be safe than sorry. And yeah, unfortunately we don't get any new equipment here, but we do get a neat Pharaoh vanity set. So we get a little bit of fashion, and we get to take the chest with us, of course. And then you can see there is a passage leading down. Although you should be very wary if you're also doing this and exploring these pyramids, because it will take you down to kind of a scarier desert biome. The underground desert biome is much deadlier than the surface, so you do have to be careful. So it's a little bit greedy to go down here and basically hope for a chest or another item, because the enemies will spawn behind you, and they're very terrifying. And yeah, this sort of red sandstone underground desert area. And there's an item that I don't fully recognize, but yeah, we go down and we're just kind of looking around. We're gonna throw some torches around. Everything seems fine for the most part here. And then there's a giant worm, a very, very girthy looking worm, and they immediately kill us. There it is. Death number 2. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. I'll keep it relatively short there. I'm going to try and keep these videos a little bit shorter than this, but I kind of wanted to go over sort of the basics in this one. I'll try and do maybe 2 attempts per video. I mean, depending on time. Definitely let me know what you think. Again, this is I was having a blast with this, and I just wanted to try my hand at this, and yeah, I guess it really matters what y'all think. If this is something you want to watch, if this seems fun to you, yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you've come this far, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.